Welcome back, adventurers, to another episode of Underdark Cellars. Today, we are making something to honor the upcoming Legend of Zelda movie that's slated to be released May 7, 2027. I'm super excited about this video, and I had been planning it for a couple weeks, but last week I got a comment asking to do something Zelda related, so here you are. We're doing our Zelda video today. For those of you in the US, this week is Thanksgiving, and one of the quintessential desserts for Thanksgiving is an apple pie. Now, if you don't want to make an apple pie because you're by yourself, or if you have leftover apples, this is a great way to use those apples. I'm also going to be showing you how to make an apple cider caramel to serve with it, or, to put on top of some ice cream or whatever, but let's go ahead and get started, shall we? So we're starting with our apple cider caramel. I am using an unfiltered, fresh pressed apple cider, not the clear stuff from concentrate. To that, I am adding a cinnamon stick that I've snapped in half, some ground clove, some ground allspice, and some vanilla bean paste because I want a little bit of warmth. This is going to be very, very tart. We're going to mix all of those together and then bring it up to a simmer, and then we're going to bring it up to a rolling boil, and we're going to stir this every now and then to make sure that the spices don't rest on the side, and we're going to reduce this a lot. So I had a cup total that I put in, and I think I got around 3 tablespoons of apple cider caramel. Now you'll know it's ready to remove from the pot when you use a spatula and it creates a clear path behind it. We're gonna let that cool, and it looks thin now, but after about 10 minutes, this is how it looked. Look at how golden that is, how thick. Can we just take a moment? Oh my gosh. Back to our regularly scheduled programming, we are moving on to the filling. For this, I am using oats, brown sugar, date sugar, which is sweet but much lower on the glycemic index, cinnamon, allspice, and clove, and we are going to mix this together until there are no clumps of brown sugar remaining. For the apples for this recipe, I am using a mixture of Granny Smith and Honeycrisp. I personally really like how tart the Granny Smith apples are and how they contrast the sweetness. Sometimes I feel like Honeycrisp based pies or Honeycrisp baked apples can be a little on the too sweet side for me. So we're going to core those, leaving about a ½ inch of apple intact at the bottom to keep the filling from falling out. We're going to fill these with our streusel mixture, and then we're going to make sure we just add a little bit extra on top so that when these bake, it'll get a nice crust topping. And on top of that, we're going to add some pats of butter, and that's what's going to help those crisp up a bit. If you wanted to, you could use a knife to remove more of the apple inside to put more filling in, but I like more apple than filling. We're also going to add some of that same apple cider we used for the caramel in the bottom of the pan, and we're going to roast these at 450 for about 45 minutes. Then we're going to remove them and ready to serve. So to serve this, I just put it in a bowl, and I put some of that really delicious apple cider caramel on top. Look, when I say I want an apple-based dessert, I want to be punched in the face by the flavor of an apple, and I feel like this recipe really kind of gets at apples. The caramel just has this really, really concentrated apple flavor that is just so good. If you've ever had one of those caramel apple lollipops, it's like that, but it's not artificial. On top of that, you've got the natural sweetness from the baked apples, and oh my gosh, it's just so good with all of the spices of an apple pie. So those are Link and Zelda's baked apples. I hope you enjoy. And just a reminder, I did do a video on holiday safety. Some of y'all out there like to tempt fate by putting grease fires in the kitchen sink, or not cooking things all the way. So I put together a video just for you so that you can make sure you enjoy the holidays safely with your family. That brings us to the end of the video. If you liked what you saw, smash that like button. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, drop those down below. I do read your comments and I do use them. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, ring the bell for notifications. As always, take care of yourselves, do something nice for someone else, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.